Hello and good morning. We are loading groupage today. I'm not quite sure where we're going. This looks a very small place to be actually where we want to be. This is the correct industrial estate. This is the correct road, but it doesn't look big enough down here to load my lorry. The address is just along here. Let me see what we can find. So that's where I want to be, just there on the right. Let me just pull over somewhere. It says the name of the business on the outside, just there. So I'll go along a bit and see if I can pull up along here. And I'll walk back and see what the story is. Maybe there's a place at the back or something. Oh, watch what you're doing, mister. Let me just pull in and I'll move back a bit for you, let you out. So I've been in and spoke to the lady there. It's the right company, but they have another warehouse just down the road. So give me a little bit of a map. I'm not keen on loading in different places to the address that I'm given, but I've got the address off the right place, so I wouldn't go and load somewhere that just some random person on a forklift had told me to go and load. I would always make sure that I go to an office and they tell me to go and load somewhere else, because it's groupage and you just don't know what you're loading. According to the little map she's given me, it should be here. It might be this place on the left, but there's no sign for anything. Might be that place, or is it the next one? Just the next one looks bigger. Let's have a look. Just slow down. No, that looks like. No, that's somebody's garage or something. That doesn't look right. Go down a little bit and see. No, this is just going into housing now. I'll go down, do a U and come back again. Typical, you go past the turn-in and you can't turn round for blinking miles and miles and miles, so never mind. We'll do it here, we'll turn here and go back again. What should have took us 10 minutes, it just took us about half an hour. Never mind, we'll go back again. Right, now back where we should have been, and it's along here somewhere. Just take it steady. It's one of these turning. I've decided it's not that one that we've just gone past. I reckon it's this one up here. But at least looking at it, it's big enough, if it's the wrong place, to go in and turn around and come back out again. Let's just give this a go. Oh, now this looks right, because that white rigid you can see over in the corner, that's one of their own little lorries that goes back through from the factory to the warehouse and back again, and I've seen that one before. That was at a different place that I loaded for the same company. Well, I hope that container's not loading before us. That'll take forever to load, and we're going to be here all day. Right, I can see a little office, I can see a door open. I'll go and see if I can find a body to tell me what to do. Yay, result. He's told me to turn it round and back it round. I had to wait for the container to move. He's going into a different door. So I just back it down here and we can start loading. So I should just explain what groupage is. A groupage load means that there is more than one consignment, but it's put together to make a whole trailer full. So that there may be, for example, if you bought a table and you wanted to import that table from Spain to the UK, you would speak to a shipper and say, can you get this back to the UK? Well, he's not going to send one lorry with one table in it. So what they do is say your table and Fred Smith's table and Joe Bloggs' chair and half a load of washing machines, or they just put all those things together and make one full load, and then they ship it, put it onto my trailer or somebody's trailer, and then it comes back to the UK and usually to their own warehouses, and then they take it all off and then they sort it out, and then they deliver your one table and the other things separately. So it just means the whole thing is put full, like they're doing here, different boxes of different things, and it makes up a whole trailer load. Now, looking where I've put the bars, it doesn't look very secure, but those boxes are so tight they're not going anywhere. And the second collection for the same company is about an hour away. This is actually supposed to be their warehouse, so it's on this estate. I've not been before, but I know a colleague that has, and he said it's not too bad at all. Now, I seem to have come the scenic route through the industrial estate, but here it is on our left here where these two lorries are. I'll go and find the office. So right place. I've been down, turned it around, obviously right hand drive, easier for me to get on a bay because I need to go in between those two. don't struggle if you don't have to. So I just went down to the bottom, turned it round, and I'll go in so I can see what I'm doing. Now, one of the problems with this type of load is that we don't get to see it loaded. So all those boxes you can see there will go on my trailer, and I have no idea what's in them. And as you can see, we're not allowed in. All that happens is that I'm backed on a bay there, and I can't see what's going on. I can't see the people that are loading it. I can't see anything about the load at all. So I have to take it on trust, seal the trailer when I load, and hope for the best. So more boxes. They've put some pallets underneath and they've loaded these boxes over the top of them. Again, no idea what it is, but we'll shut the door, put the seal on, put the lock on, and go and get the paperwork. Now, this is something that we get regularly with groupage houses, is an agreement between the transport company and the groupage house that we will park in secure parking. This is not only to protect the load, we don't know what's in it, but it's also to protect the driver and the transport company because we don't know what's in it. So if we are under camera, if we can prove that we've parked in secure parking, then whatever is on that load, good or bad, has been put on in the groupage house. So that's where it can be traced back to. We haven't touched it, we haven't been into it, we do not know what's on it. Yay, and we are away. I'm heading up to a run, which is on the Spanish-French border. There, can't get my teeth in. Because there's a secure parking area up there. But I noticed earlier on when I did my checks when I started that I've got a side light out on the top of the headboard. So speaking to my colleague, who is a DAF person through and through, he told me what type it was. So I'm going to go into the Valcarsi and get a bulb if I can. You probably recognise this Valcarsi because this is where I get my diesel sometimes, because they take the EDC card here. But not filling up today, I'm filling up the road because the AS24 diesel is cheaper. Not a lot, but it is cheaper. And as they say, every penny counts. And although it's not my penny yet, if I save him the penny on the diesel, maybe I'll get that penny in my wages at some point. Now, what we're looking for is a T10 capless bulb, 24 volt. They seem to have every bulb imaginable except the one I want. It's like that, but that one's 12 volt. So doesn't seem to have the one I want. Never mind, we tried. We'll get one when we get back to the yard. Heading towards a beautiful sunset, even though my windscreen's a little bit dirty. I don't think you can pick it up very well, but it does look gorgeous. This is where I'm heading for. I've added these from Google after, because it was dark and I forgot to put the camera on. But everybody in our industry is always looking for secure parking, and this is one of them. There are actually 2 areas of secure parking in Iran. This is the one that I've used for years and years. The other one is where the customs are. But this one is huge. There's like 300 parking spaces. And when you go into the gate, they give you a little ticket with a parking bay number. I mean, they're tight, don't get me wrong, to get them all into this space. And you go to the space that's on the ticket. A lot of the area is took up with local companies parking their trailers or for their own drivers. I did remember to take a photo of the price list when I came out. They only accept MasterCard, Visa, they don't take any fuel card, and they don't take cash. We're on our way again. You do get a good night's sleep there. It's a huge parking area. I think my parking bay number was 289. But what you do is when you go back to the gate, you give them your ticket, because that's the time you entered in, and she'll work it out exactly how much you've got to pay, and she'll give you a receipt and everything so you can claim the money back. But there's about, I'd say, 30 spaces right at the far back for sort of random people like me that just want to come and park, that are nothing to do with the companies in that area. Be aware that you may be parked next to a fridge. If you're very sensitive to noise, it may not be a good idea for you. So let's go and see what the man at the border post has got in store for us today. As we go. Oh, wait for it, here he comes. Oh, we're getting pulled in today. Let's see what's going on here then. Ah, they have the scanner set up, look. There it is. It's a big scanner. They used to have, that's the one that they used to have in Portsmouth. They have a smaller, much quicker one now, which is good, but let's go and see how we can help, shall we? Might just be fridges that they're pulling up, because the one that's just gone out is a fridge, that one in front's a fridge, I'm a fridge. Might just be the fridges that they're looking at today. So he just asked for the CMR, but I've given him the CMR and all the customs paper. Much easier than trying to say, can you have this, can you have that? Just give him the lot. Oh, good. Thank you. think he's done. There you go. Let's pull up here. You need to get it really straight. That's why the cones are so tight. You need to get it dead straight because the camera machine, it sort of goes over the top of you, as you can see with the arm. So it needs to be able to go in a straight line. Guy will show us in, I'm sure.
Bonjour, merci. Vous êtes toute seule? Along?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, for some reason, I think it's something to do with the radiation or something. You always have to get out when they use these big X-ray machines. No, I'm not pregnant or anything like that, but I think it's because it scans the cab as well, whereas the smaller machines, like they've now got in Portsmouth, generally just do the trailer. I think that's what it is, don't hold me to that, but I know even in Portsmouth when they used to use this big machine, they always made you get out and stand away from the machine and away from the lorries, so I'm presuming that that's why. So they've took it, I've got back in the cab, and I think what they do is look at it in the screen in that little transit van or whatever it is. It's not a transit, it's a LDV. But I think they look at it there because he's wandered over there, let me back in the cab. There we go, he's waving us out. Well, that's good. I mean, the groupage load always makes you worry because you don't know what's in it, and that is the worst thing about groupage. I mean, the rate tends to be a bit better with groupage because it's a bit of messing, a few more collections, that sort of thing, maybe a few more deliveries when you get to the other side, but you just don't know what's in it. So obviously he's looking for anything that doesn't look right, or they obviously know what they're looking for, that's their job at the end of the day, so it kind of puts your mind at ease as well. I mean, I'm going up the road here and I will still park in secure parking at Niort in France. Again, it protects me, it protects the load, but at least I know he scanned it and he was happy with it. And take my word for it, if the French aren't happy with it, they will park you up and they will go through everything. That's it, let's on our way. Not quite sure which ferry I'm heading for, but I know tonight I'm heading for the secure parking at Niort. So I will catch up with you tomorrow when we know which port we're heading for. Welcome back. We are in Le Havre. Haven't been here for many years, if I remember right, which, looking at that sign, I'm not right. We need to be on the left lane here, diversion for Ferry port. Coming over, thank you, sorry, foreigner, thank you, need to be in this lane. Could have given a bit more warning. That sign, that yellow sign, is saying diversion for the ferry port. Or normally you go straight up here, turn left over a bit of water into a roundabout. Could have given you a bit more warning that you need to be in further over. But we need to go left at this one according to that sign. Hopefully there's some more signs further on. Not exactly the ideal place to be bringing ferry traffic, because it's quite a big industrial port. That yellow sign says we're turning right here. See it across the way. It looks more like you're heading in towards a shopping centre. Now you see, both sides of this road's got a cycle track. Nothing against cyclists, I really haven't. But then they divert lorries down here, and the lanes aren't wide enough for a lorry to stay out of the cycle track. So it doesn't, you're going round like this, you've got to go in the cycle track, and then people wonder why lorries knock the cyclists over. They don't do it intentionally, it's just that design of the road isn't designed for the lorry, the way they've marked it out, and so it just makes it dangerous for everybody. We don't want to hit anybody, not at all, but when they mark the roads like this, that means the cyclist thinks they can just come up the inside of you and you can't see them, and it just beggars belief to me why they would send lorries down a road like this with a cycle track, and it's just not wide enough. So there's another yellow sign now, we're going straight on. It's just, like I said, beyond me why we're even coming this way. There must be a good reason for it, because I'm sure the locals would be kicking off. There's another sign up there, what's that say? Turning right. Turning right, so hopefully there's no cyclist up the inside of me. There you go, straight out onto the cycle track. Didn't stop, didn't look, didn't do anything. So if I'd have been a bit further up, he'd have come straight in, he would have come straight out into the side of the trailer. Ferry port, just keep following the signs, the yellow signs, that's all I'm doing. There is a sign for the ferry port there somewhere. No, this is not ideal, is it? I mean, there's a big shopping centre up here, look, on the left hand side. So there's pedestrians about, there's children doing their thing, which is really anything but watching what they're doing. Maybe it's just me having a grandma moment. I just think, why would you send big lorries this way? Now this looks more like it. Normally we come from the right here. You see that green sign? It says Toots Directions, which is all routes. Normally we come in there and straight into the ferry port. So they must be working somewhere over there on the right hand side. So we got to go left here. So kind of we've come the wrong side of the water. But we're here now anyway. So let's go and see how we book on and everything. Ici? Okay. So what he's just said is he's security and he wants to open it. So as long as he puts another seal on it, we'll be all right. So he opened it up. He's put another seal on it. I've kept the other seal just in case I want to check it. And we'll go and find out how to book on. He's given us the lane number and that, but just get myself organised here. We'll go and book on. So there we are, into the port, already back for the UK. I'm going to go and figure out where to book on. I think it's over in the corner there, that building to the right of this trailer. I'm sure that's where I have to go. It was last time. So I'm going to get on with it and I shall speak to you next time. All aboard and we're on our way. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.